How the hell y'all doing? Clint from the Doorway 2, hanging out with you doing a second review tonight, Friday, March 26, 2021. This is for a band called, I think it's Arepo. It is a self-titled record. It came out today that I'm looking at, and it looks like it is available digital. I'm not sure if it's available on a CD as well. I'm looking to see. Looks like it is on all digital formats right now, and it came out on Pax Aeternum, which is the label. Looks like it is a duo of a gentleman named Ryan and Graham. This is cinematic dark ambient music with some really sinister elements and some dreamlike elements. Rather than just kind of bury my head in and start talking about a whole bunch of stuff for this band. They are based out of, it looks like, Virginia and North Carolina. Let's listen to some of this, and then you can kind of see what I'm saying, where this is definitely dark, cinematic, kind of slightly creepy and ethereal all at the same time. The first track is called The Enemy is Listening. They are all rather lengthy tracks, anywhere from about 5 to 8 minutes long. And here we go. The first track is called The Enemy is Listening. This thing just gives me chills listening to it. I guess these guys have been in some pretty well-known bands. Looks like Bleach Everything, Highness, and then Harmonic Cross are a couple of the bands that they've been in. Looks like they have a guest violin player on this record as well too, or multi-instrument person named Bonnie Crosby, helping to kind of bring across the sounds as well too. Really kind of digging this, man. Arepo, out today, March 26th, 2021, on Pax Aeternum, and it's available digitally. I don't know much about this project, being that this is looks like it's the debut release of this project. Let's listen to a bit of track number 2 and go from there and kind of enjoy more of those cinematic ambient ethereal elements that are going on here. It's called Smoke from Unseen Fires. Words kind of just fade for me on this. It says for fans of Koyo and Brian Eno, and I definitely can hear those elements, but I also hear stuff of like Robert Rich, Vidnamana, I would say Muslin Gauze, things along those lines. Even like Steve Roach, that's kind of the vibe that this record gives me. Arepo definitely does cinematic, experimental, dark music, and it's got that dreamlike, almost drifting kind of elements going on. Let's listen to a bit of track number 3, which is called Non-Material. you lose your self and stuff like this. I definitely hear elements of a label called Dark Vinyl out of Germany. A lot of the stuff on there kind of had this electronic, dark ambient, synthy kind of vibe, and it just worked well. This also reminds me of stuff like Can. Um, there's a band called Zombie that's on Relapse Records that kind of has the same kind of vibe as well too. There's just a lot of things that come to my mind. There's a band called Arecibo that is about like with space signals and stuff, and that kind of gives me this vibe as well too, where they use like satellite and sounds of space. This is definitely otherworldly cinematic music. Let's listen to a bit of track number 5, which I think is pronounced Ignis Fatuus, and we're going to listen to it now. It's just amazing, this record. I don't know what else to say. I think it's funny that it says, while this may be one of the most off-putting and least accessible records by either contributors has been part of, it acts as an example of the results that can ensue between two deeply creative people, remove any constraints or expectations of what they create, and take a deep dive into the recesses of sound and its potential. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's inaccessible or off-putting or anything along those lines. This is a beautiful cinematic record that's just made by electronic means and dark ambient means. Arepo is out of North Carolina. This duo is great. I can't wait to hear another record by these guys. So glad I got this. Again, it's a self-titled release. Came out on PAX Aeternum today, March 26, 2021, digitally. Let's listen to a bit of the last track on the record, track number 6. And I think it's Eluctable Modality of the Visible is how you say it. If you like dark, drifting, cinematic, ambient soundscapes, this is the absolute record for you right now. Arepo came out on PAX Aeternum today, March 26, 2021. It is digitally released. I will leave links to the Bandcamp page so you can get this record. Not much more to say other than great goddamn release. So glad I got the opportunity to review this. Again, another long review, but absolutely worth it. The band deserves every moment, every bit of attention. I hope many of you will listen to it and pick it up and support underground music like this. If you like the more fringe stuff, again, love doing stuff like this because most people don't touch these kind of records because they don't get views. So if you could like, subscribe to the YouTube and Instagram pages, as well as my Facebook pages for the Doorway 2, would thank you very, very, very much for that. Really trying to get this kind of stuff exposed to as many people as possible. Again, Clint from the Doorway 2, and until next time, see ya.